Hey, everybody. Welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be talking insurance today, okay, with Tony Hopkins and Ryan Woods. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
This is going to be the most exciting conversation about insurance the world has ever seen. True or false?
Riveting. False.
False.
True.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds like Tony's got another webinar planned. Guys, get in the comments here. Hit that like button. I want to hear from you. I had the opportunity to hang out in Nashville. Actually saw Ryan in Nashville at a random bar. Tony, did you know he was scoping the joint out before the conference? He was like making sure everything was safe out there.
He had to. That's a true risk manager right there. He's got to check it out.
I love it. Do you guys always personally survey the premises?
Only in Nashville.
Only in Nashville.
You can't spend enough time in Nashville. Actually, you probably can. It's kind of like Vegas.
Yeah, Nash Vegas, right? Hit that like button, get in the comments, y'all. Let me know if you've been to Nashville before. Get in there. If so, what is your favorite spot to go? I got to ask you guys, what is your favorite spot to go in Nashville? Tony, you go first.
I like Jason Aldean's. You got a great selection of different floors. That's where we did hit that up on the last night. You know, we went to a few different places, of which the last couple I can't remember. And then we hit a food truck. So you know it was
those food trucks were clutch, dude. I got some sick video from the food trucks too, by the way, that we'll never put on the internet. No, Jason Aldean's is a great spot. You know, the first floor of that is now Post Malone's spot. And we were there on the last night also. I did not see you, but maybe I did and don't remember. Anyway, get in the comments, y'all. Let us know if you like Nashville. What is your favorite spot to go? Ryan, what about you, buddy?
I got to go with Aldean's, but since my counterpart Tony said it, I'm going to go with Morgan Wallen's. That place is a riot, top to bottom, lots of energy, lots going on, just like Aldean's. But Aldean's is number one, Morgan Wallen's number two.
Yeah. Morgan Wallen's is that place doesn't miss.
No.
You go there any day of the week, any floor, does not miss. The talent is top tier. I saw this, what's her name? Nicole Summerlin was playing there on the first floor. She plays there a lot. And I actually saw her also playing at Posties, the first floor of Jason Aldean's. I follow her on Instagram now. She's going to be a star one day. But I mean, the quality of the music there is just phenomenal. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know. Do you go to Nashville? Have you been to Nashville? If so, what is your favorite spot? Sharina, have you been to Nashville? Our producer. No, she's giving me the sad face. She's never been to Nashville.
Oh, wow.
We got to give her some suggestions. Definitely hit Morgan Wallen's. Yes, we are excited to have you on Love and Reload. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know you're out there. Let us know who you are, where you are. Javier says Tootsie's. Did y'all hit Tootsie's? That's a classic.
We did. That was the first joint we went.
Yeah.
You got it.
That's a classic joint right there. Tootsie's is awesome. That's like the purple spot. You could also catch a Tootsie's. If you didn't hit Tootsie's, you can catch it in the airport. It's not the same, but whatever. You know. For sure. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome out in Nashville seeing y'all. But I want to talk a little bit about insurance today. I want to talk a little bit about college wrestling. Okay. I want to talk about all that. Maybe first I want to hit the wrestling though. You know, Ryan, you wrestled in college?
I did. Yeah, I did.
What was that like, man?
It was a grind. It was a grind, an experience, though, that definitely shaped me. I know it sounds cliche, but without wrestling, Ben, I don't know where I would be. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Oh, it saved my life in a way.
Wow. How so?
Just being around good people, good coaches, structure, stability, the work ethic, you know, finding a way. I mean, life is without challenges, right? And wrestling, I mean, it's accountability. It's finding a way to champion through some tough situations. And man, it's been everything almost.
You know, I'm fascinated by wrestling because they got to cut so much weight. I can't lose 1 pound, and y'all cut weight every week. How do you cut weight like that, Ryan?
Well, there's a couple different ways to do it. There's a good way and a bad way.
Spitting in buckets? Is that one of the tricks?
Spitting in buckets?
That's what you guys do, right?
What?
I mean, man, eating well, eating clean, getting your workouts in, That's a whole different animal in of itself when it comes to wrestling, trying to juggle a full-time school schedule and making weight and getting to practice and traveling. And it was a lot, but.
Do you like wear garbage bags and like sweat your butt off? I mean, like,
Yeah, well, that's illegal now.
oh, it is illegal. How do they know if you was wearing a garbage bag earlier? They test you for like.
Well, sadly, a few wrestlers passed away from cutting too much weight. So there's a lot of restrictions now around weight cutting, and
How do they know? How do they know if you're cutting too much weight though? Like, how do they catch that?
Yeah, well, now there's restrictions around like lowest minimum body fat you can wrestle at. So at the beginning of the season, they do what they call a hydration test and a body fat test. So they clamp your tricep, abdomen, and back, and you got to pee in a cup. And so if you're hydrated, they take your body fat percentage and they say, okay, here's the minimum weight class you can wrestle. So a lot of restrictions around it.
You think I would qualify?
You're in, man.
If
for
you
sure.
pinch my tricep, what was the most dehydrated you ever been? You remember like the most messed up from weight cutting you were ever?
Passing out.
Jeez, bro. I saw a guy at a UFC fight, right? They were up on the stage, right? And he's like, doing this like, yeah, I'm here, whatever, whatever. And he walks off and he starts walking down the stage and he just like passes right out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's real stuff. But I'm glad I'm done doing that now.
Yeah, now you're welcome to the moving business where we just put weight on, and now you're just free to just go crazy.
No pun intended.
Yeah. And get in the comments, y'all. Hit that like button. Let us know who you are, where you are. I didn't even ask you guys where you're at. Where you guys located? Mark Kennedy checking in from Atlanta, Wisconsin.
Yeah, right outside of Milwaukee.
Nice. It's still cold there in Wisconsin. What's the weather like there?
Oh, it was really nice. It was 72 and sunny on Monday, and now today it's 36 degrees and windy.
Hey, I got a question. Thank you, Daisy. Get in the comments with your questions here. We're going to be talking about insurance, weight cutting, and stuff like that. But I got a question. Have you ever ice fished up there in Wisconsin?
Oh yeah,
That's on my bucket list, dude.
To understand ice fishing is you're not really there to catch anything. It's just an excuse to drink on the ice.
Catching a buzz, that's all. Huh?
Yeah, that's what you're catching.
Nice. So like what do you ice fish up? Like what are you getting? Like walleye up there or muskie? What are you going for up there?
Anything that bites.
Are the fish small like when it's ice fishing time, or you got some big ones in there too?
I've never caught anything. All I've done is drink on the ice. So I don't know. Apparently I'm not good at it.
You can pull out some decent sized fish ice fishing for sure. You can get some lunkers.
Some lunker? That's what they're called, lunkers?
Lunkers.
All right. You know what my second favorite thing to do in Milwaukee is? Bar dice. You ever play bar dice?
Yep. Bar
Tony's
dice.
like, yeah, that's how I get my drinks. Are you kidding me?
Yep. Pull tabs. We were doing pull tabs the other night.
Explain this to the people that have never been to the Cream City.
Okay. So there's like these little vending machines at like any dive bar in Wisconsin, where
basically any dive bar in Wisconsin is like an amateur casino. It sounds like
that's exactly what happens. And if it doesn't have pull tabs, then it's not a true Wisconsin dive bar.
Okay, so tell me what pull tabs are.
These little things, like you get this like little, like almost business card size thing. You just kind of rip it off, and there's these little windows that open up, and it tells you whether it's a winner. It kind of looks like a slot machine. Yeah, and it's almost dummy proof. It'll tell you what you won, but you win anywhere from $1 to a few $100, and like all these bar owners are making a boatload of cash on it.
It's like it sounds like a lottery. It sounds like a scratch off or something.
That's exactly what happens. And like morons like us will buy, $50 worth of pull tabs. We'll win $10, and then we'll buy $10 more worth of pull tabs. So you're always donating the money back. But it's my
gosh,
you got to do
awesome. That's awesome.
I'm laughing inside because I've never actually had to explain what pull tabs are. So this is
literally Tony the first time in my life I have ever had to explain it. Normally you just show people and you're just
bored up there, huh?
Yeah.
You get the pull tab explanation before you're able to drink, huh? So then now something a little bit more complicated that I learned when I was up in the fabulous Cream City, bar dice. Y'all play bar dice. So when you're done with your scratch offs, you get to go play craps or something, or Yahtzee or whatever it's called. So have you ever played bar dice?
I've played it, but there's different forms and fashions of bar dice up here. And there's a 17, 14, 21. I think 7 buys, 14 calls the shot, and 21 takes it or something. Used to play that back in college. And that got pretty dicey. Otherwise, no pun intended. Again, we're on those today. Otherwise, I don't really participate in bar dice anymore.
Yeah, well, you can shake for like who pays for dinner, who pays for drinks. Like some bars have like shake of the day, so you'll shake for like a pot.
Shake of the day, and it's not a drink. It's
nope. Yeah,
it's shaking it.
Yep. Be careful.
Yeah.
What happens there
What's
is
the proper way to shake it? I don't even know.
You could win the jackpot, and so that's definitely Wisconsin. You're onto it.
Yeah, man. I walked into this bar. I'm putting in the comments right. Have you played bar dice? Get in the comments. Have you ever played bar dice or done pull tabs? I walked into this bar with a friend of mine in Wisconsin and in Milwaukee. This dive bar, down by the stadium, kind of sort of right by the Brewers. And we're just like, we hop in there and like, we're just kind of bored. And he's like, oh, you want to play bar dice? What's bar dice? And he's just like, hey, bartender, I want to play bar dice or whatever. And she pulls out it looks like a Yahtzee cup or something. There's like a cup with dice in it. And what is it? 3 dice or something? 3 die?
I think it's usually 6.
6?
But there could be different versions.
Maybe it's 6. And we're shaking and we slam it. You got to slam it down the bar, right? So it doesn't like go anywhere, right? And that's part of it too. Like that's the sobriety test you start off with, right? It's like, I slam this thing, I can't spill them, right? And so you slam them down the bar and then you look at what you got. And then somebody smarter than me tells me kind of what I have, and they got a match and you got so many of somethings or whatever. And I guess if you win, you get a drink or you get a shot. And if you lose, then the bartender, you got to buy the bartender a shot, or you got to buy your own shot?
You're on it. Yep.
Yeah.
Buy the bartender a shot also.
Buy a round for your buddies. Like if you're the last one to get out, there's all kinds of different.
And then you can play against the bartender, which happens oftentimes. And to your point, you buy the bartender and bartenders their shot.
Bartenders getting loaded pushing bar dice out here.
And it's Wisconsin, so lots of drinking going on up here.
I love it. Yeah, they say Wisconsin's like the #1 drinking state.
Did you fun fact? Did you know there's more brandy sold in Wisconsin than the rest of the world combined?
No. Brandy?
I bet you weren't ready for that quote. I wasn't prepared to say it, but yes, it's like we love our brandy old fashioned.
We gotta understand what this brandy obsession is up in Wisconsin. And what's Mark putting? Why is Mark drinking all this brandy? Mark, what are people doing with the brandy, Mark? What's with the brandy, Mark?
Fun fact.
Mark, can you hear me? Did I lose Mark? Ryan, you there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mark, what are you doing with the brandy?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Tony. All right. So yes.
Oh, Tony. I'm sorry, not Mark. I keep calling you Mark. No. I have a Mark Hopkins I know, and I'm calling you, and I'm so sorry.
No,
I've been told I look like Mark Wahlberg, so I mean that you could use
not
that.
Marky, Mark, Ryan, Tony. I'm talking to Tony. What's Tony doing with the brandy?
I can answer to Mark. I've answered to way worse than that, and I've been called way worse. And now we're good. We can roll. So yeah, it's all about like the old fashions. So in most other places, they're doing bourbon old fashions. In Wisconsin, it's like usually Korbel brandy. That's what they're doing. And it's usually Friday fish fry. Like that's the jam. You go to your fish fry joint, you get an old fashioned. It's always with brandy.
Brandy old fashioned. So an old fashioned like we make with bourbon.
Yep.
Or maybe with rye if we're feeling crazy. Y'all are making it with brandy up there.
Yeah, and I prefer the bourbon variety, but Wisconsin prefers brandy. So
brandy's honestly a cooking liquor for me. That's what I make a bisque with or something like that. Sharina, you look this up for us. What's the stat, Sharina? Over 50% of the worldwide sales for major brands like Korbel is in Wisconsin. Good Lord.
There you go.
One more fun fact in Wisconsin.
Please.
So Wisconsin has one of the highest concentrations of bars per capita in the U.S., with approximately 46.92 bars per 100,000 residents.
46.92. The 0.92 is important too, because if you're desperate, you want to hit that 0.92. You know, hey, you want to go down to the 0.92? Yeah, no, that's incredible, man. That's a great stat. We're getting in the comments here. People are in the comments. Daisy said, I played credit card roulette in Nashville.
That's a good one.
I've never
Tell you
played
what
that.
Daisy did to me. Okay, you're in risk management. You tell me if this is risky, right? So we're playing credit card roulette, right? I think it was Michael Wilson's bright idea to do this, right? And so we put our cards in the hat, and Daisy's gonna pick. You know what she did? She picked my card.
Was it on purpose? Did she have
I don't know. I think there should be an investigation. Somebody should look into it. Melody says, Tony, thinking younger Phil Collins, just saying something coming in the air tonight. Wow, Mel. Shoot that shot, Mel. Shoot it. Phil Collins. We got Marky Mark and Phil Collins on the dang pod today.
We can break out into song.
Serena, good work, Serena.
No, but Marky Mark is Ryan. Yeah, she's still correct. She thinks I'm still calling Tony Mark. Thank you, Sharina. Always got my back. I appreciate you very much.
Thanks, Sharina.
Mel says, let's do some bar dicing next time I come to corporate office. Thinking it could be crazy fun. Yeah, Mel, we're going to need to get the instructions, and then we got to find a bartender that's going to be willing to let us play that. Daisy says, I've not played bar dice, but sounds interesting. Yeah, Daisy. You got to get up to Milwaukee, though. Mel says weight cutting. Yeah, we're all trying to diet right now. Very interesting. Always learning new stuff, Ben. Thanks. See, you're welcome, Mel. I appreciate you. Javier says, oh, we got big fish. That's what's up, Javier. Always lying about those fish. Might just have to buy a bar and name it the 0.92.
I was thinking the same thing when you said that.
That's what's up, Javi. Get it. Get a little shanty bar out there on the lake when it freezes over the 0.92. All right, yo, let's get into insurance. So we've had too much fun, okay? Too much booze. All right, let's get down to business here, okay? I got to ask you, point blank, just because I'm a consumer of insurance, right? Why is insurance so expensive? What am I doing wrong, Tony?
Oh man, you're not doing anything wrong. Insurance is going up for everybody. So like, maybe here's one of the points that nobody understands. Like in the commercial auto space, I'm thinking like moving and storage companies out there, like in the commercial auto insurance space, in the last 14 years, the carriers have not made money. So what's happening? Yeah. I mean, what's happening is this is largely driven by this concept called social inflation. So what this means is society today and juries today are very empathetic to the individual over a business. Every business out there is the big bad business, even though many of the businesses impacted by this are like amazing family companies.
Yeah, small businesses. Yeah.
Yep. So what's happening is the litigation is like running rampant. Some of the juries today are desensitized to money, millions of dollars. They see these huge sporting like contracts from different players, whether it's baseball, basketball, hundreds of millions of dollars, like Patty Mahomes signing a $500 million contract. Yep. And that was years ago.
Yeah.
And so now everybody's desensitized to what $1 million means. $1 million is still a lot of money these days.
I'll take it.
I would love it. I would love it. And I would probably be on a beach somewhere if I had something like that. But, and then, it just like plaintiff attorneys are winning. Like you're seeing these billboard attorneys everywhere popping up. You're seeing.
I have. I've seen those truck accidents. We got Adler down here, the Texas Hammer on TV talking about you've been hit by a truck. I'll get you. And it's fascinating what you're saying. So you're saying you're positing that because we're watching these athletes get these mega tens of millions of dollars contracts, we're desensitized to how much money that actually is.
Exactly.
I'll also say two things. So nuclear verdicts and thermonuclear verdicts. So nuclear verdicts is anything that really exceeds $10 million, right? Thermonuclear is anything that exceeds $100 million. So in 2024 on thermonuclear verdicts, we saw a surge of like 82%. So that landscape is shifting, and sadly, it's getting passed down to the end user, which is the moving and storage companies, and it's blowing up auto liability rates. So
thermonuclear verdicts are over $100,000 and they went up 82%.
$100 million.
$100 million. I apologize.
$100 million.
$100 million. Yeah. So $100 million in the Dr. Evil voice. And they went up 82% last year. Why are they going up? Like, is it inflation? Are we just valuing life and injury different now? I mean, is it Patrick Mahomes' fault?
The answer is yes to all of the above. Yeah, it's totally Patrick Mahomes, man. Why you got to be so good at playing quarterback in football? Well, here's one of the other like dirty little secrets that nobody knows is, like, we've all heard, like, okay, private equity is, investing in all these businesses. They're buying all these companies, scooping them up in all these different industries. Well, what's happened is that's driven valuations pretty high in the merger and acquisition industry. And a lot of these companies are looking for other ways to invest their money. Well, one of the sneaky little ways they've found to invest their money is investing in lawsuits.
Litigation funding.
Yes, it's called litigation funding.
Crazy.
Like third-party litigation funding. So like outside investors will come in, invest in a case, but obviously they're getting a little vig on that. They're taking their piece back if they're awarded a verdict. And what that does is it allows the plaintiff to put together a better case, buy better attorneys, put together different accident reconstruction things to get at what they call like the reptilian brain of the jurors, to basically trigger them to think, hey, this big bad trucking company out there, for example, could impact, my kids, my mom, my family, like they're dangerous in society. And that's, what's leading to some of these large verdicts, which have just gotten absolutely out of control.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I didn't even think about like venture capital in the space of verdicts. I mean, what that can do when you start making a business out of litigation. I guess lawyers have always had a business made out of it, but I mean, when you start seeing capital poured into it, that can have a huge impact, and it was a major talking point when we were at ATA too. I remember, I think is Chris Spears, I think is the president of Big ATA, and he addressed the moving and storage conference. And one of his biggest talking points, it seemed like, were these verdicts and kind of the predatory nature of these attorneys and things. And it seems like one of the big agenda topics for ATA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and here's the thing, like, it seems like in the trucking world, like in transportation, like you're guilty until proven innocent. Like, unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. Okay. So you rear-ended somebody. It's always going to be your fault. That's historically been that. But now what we're seeing, with some of the cameras that are in cabs, like, you see drivers on the daily just cut off our trucking company, cut off our driver. They maintained a proper following distance and then all of a sudden slam on their brakes. Well, we got a full load. Like, we can't stop that quickly.
Right. You got 50,000 pounds or something there.
It's not our fault that we're, rear-ending this driver. And that's just the way that, the world looks at it these days, unfortunately.
Yeah. Lou, what's up, Lou? Says litigation financing. I bet Lou knows a thing or two about that, right? Who's also in the insurance space as well.
Friendly competitor, Lou.
Yeah, love Lou. Mel saying, wow, lawsuits, interesting. I saw, to your point though about that, Tony, I saw a video, because I get a lot of my news on Instagram these days. I saw a video of a car full of people. Yeah, real credible. A video of a car full of people that pulled in front of a truck. I think it was a truck. It might have been a car. I think it was a truck. We're going to say it's a truck for the intents purposes of this podcast. Yeah, we're going to say it's a truck. And they just slammed on their brakes. Mm-hmm. And in order to get the vehicle to hit them, and then they all get out like, oh, my neck, my back,
my neck and my back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a song. Right. And they got out, and it's like, dang, this is y'all's job. This is what you do, huh?
Oh, these are staged accidents. This is happening all over.
Fortunately, the dash cam caught it though, right? Like, are dash cams helping this to some degree?
I mean, yes, I've got another story that I just got dash cam footage, and it was horrific, from a client the other day, where they were driving on a rural road, and there's another driver that blew through a stop sign. So it was a two-way stop. Our truck did not have a stop sign. They blew right through the stop sign, right in front of our truck. Unfortunately, like both of the people in the front were ejected out the windshield. One of those individuals died on site. Another died a few days later in the hospital. And I'd tell you, without that dash cam footage, like my client is probably out of business. Like we're talking,
Right.
you know, some lawsuit, you know, you're talking one of these thermonuclears or at least nuclear verdicts, you know, and they only have $5 million in umbrella coverage. I mean, the death of 2 people today is like way over $5 million. You know, we've seen one person in a lawsuit cost $20 million. So
is there a number? This is
crazy.
super morbid, but I got to ask, is there a number out there, a commonly used number for the cost, for the cost of a life, for the way they value it in a litigation like
the
this?
short answer is no, but it's into the millions. So it will have to do with like how jury friendly that, you know, victim or plaintiff would be in this case. So, you know, how old are they? How much more earning potential do they have? How many kids do they have? Like, how horrific was the accident? Like, somebody dying on the spot is actually like less costly than somebody suffering for many years through like a burn or, you know, like a quadriplegic or something like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, and then it depends on the state too, because every state, you know, some are friendly to businesses, some are more friendly to individuals. And
Which state is most friendly to business versus which state is most friendly to the plaintiffs, would you say?
oh yeah, let's start with like the states that are like least friendly to businesses.
Florida's plaintiff friendly, wouldn't you say, Tony?
Yeah. Like, so the worst states is a trucking company to get into an accident for, because they just simply don't like you and it's going to be a huge suit. So we're talking like New York City, 5 boroughs specifically. You break it down, like every insurance company is running for the hills from the 5 boroughs right now. Then you get into other states like Florida, Louisiana, Georgia, Texas, specifically like Houston. Illinois is pretty bad. California is bad. So it's, you know, some of those, like if you want to get into an accident, like do it in Indiana or Iowa. Those are pretty,
you know, it's funny because Indiana has a long history of trucking companies that are based in Indiana. And I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I mean, we look at even from a moving and van line perspective, right? You know, Atlas is in Evansville, Indiana. North American and Allied are headquartered in Fort Wayne. Wheaton, I think, is Illinois or Indiana. Like all these,
Indiana,
yeah, all these Indiana. You know, I mean, does that have something to do with it too? Like they just have like a stronger presence, and
all these trucks are rated off of garaging location, like effectively like dispatch location too. And the cost of a truck from Indiana to Illinois, and in some cases it could literally be 5 miles away, right across the border. It could be double or triple in Illinois versus what it costs in Indiana.
Wow. Yeah, get in the comments, y'all. I'm really curious. You know, the comments, there's a lot of folks in here. Cameron says all I knew about Wisconsin was they drank and ate cheese. You haven't learned much, basically. It sounds like.
And Russell
And wrestle a lot. There's a lot of wrestling up there. Does everybody wrestle? Is that like a common thing? Is it like Brazil, or is it like, you know, you got just special?
No, it's not like that here. I mean, it's certainly popular, but it's not like you know, PA, Pennsylvania wrestling's, you know, big time over there, Jersey. But it's not. No, it's not like that.
Yeah, I didn't wrestle. I'm as good at wrestling as Woods is at golf.
Whoa.
Shots fired. Get in the comments, y'all. Let us know what you think. You got questions over here. You can ask these guys anything. Daisy wants to know, Ryan, do you remember who your toughest opponent was?
Ooh, okay. So for those that are listening, if you're any fan of MMA, mixed martial arts, in the UFC, I wrestled an individual by the name of Kamaru Usman, who was a UFC champion.
Yeah.
So Kamaru Usman, UFC champ, wrestled for NCAA Division II Nebraska Kearney, was a national champ for Nebraska Kearney. He easily could have been a Division I wrestler, but that was when I wrestled Ethan Lofthouse from Iowa. He was a stud. But Kamaru Usman or Ethan Lofthouse from Iowa, probably the 2 toughest opponents I had.
Do you know now when you see like Usman in the UFC and stuff, do you like root for him, or you still don't like him?
No, I mean, I cheer for him. He's like, I'm not that bitter about it. Like, he cleaned me up a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he throw a couple of sneaky elbows in there while you were in the clinch, you know?
Should have.
This is interesting. Yeah, get in the comments, y'all, if you got questions. Sharina wants to know if y'all both grew up in Wisconsin.
That's a great question. So, no, I was born in Columbus, Ohio. And then from there, I've bounced all over. So Ohio, Virginia, Kentucky, Mississippi, Colorado, San Diego, and then Wisconsin.
Are you on the run? Do you got warrants, buddy? Like, what's going on?
No, a couple stepdad figures, military.
Got you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I moved a lot too. This actually isn't even my real name. No, that's yeah, the good question there, Sharina over here. She's been doing her research. Let's see. Sean Ireland's got a question. He's got a comment here. Oh, Sharina grew up in San Diego. Look at that. We're gonna have to get Sharina on the show.
Rancho Penasquitos.
Is that, you said mosquitoes?
Rancho Penasquitos.
Rancho Penasquitos. You know where that is? Is that a food truck? What is that?
I would have gone to Mount Carmel High School if she's familiar.
Mount Carmel High School. Is that like your rival, Mount Carmel High School? You hate those people? All right. She says, yeah, they do. I'm just kidding. It's so nice. Sean Ireland says litigation financing. Never knew that was a thing. I need a shower just thinking about that.
Oh man. Well, so here's the other thing to add on top of that is like if the plaintiff wins in this case, they get a fraction of what they otherwise would have won. So the jury,
they got the lawyer and they got to pay back the VC, right?
Exactly. Yep. And one of the things that actually like our CEO of Marsh is working on is like trying to get some reform to attack this. So there's all these tax ramifications behind the scenes, whether it's like some of this litigation financing and funding is taxed at like a capital gains rate versus ordinary income. And what they're doing is they're gaming the tax system when they win some of these, and they have to pay way less tax on it. So it's a big thing. And the more you uncover, the more you're going to want to take a shower on the regular. It's nasty.
You should shower regularly anyway, but listening to this is definitely maybe 2-a-day showers now, Sean. Sean says, so what is being done to limit commercial insurance accident settlements? Is there anything being done, or if you had a magic wand, Tony, what would you do to limit it?
I mean, the biggest thing that you do is to work on what they call tort reform. And what needs to happen is right now, it's basically a no-lose proposition for the plaintiff. So they go hire an attorney on contingency. So they don't actually pay the attorney.
They don't even need it. They have no skin in the game. They don't got to put any cash
in the game. And if they lose, like in a lot of other countries, if you lose, you actually have to pay the attorney fees of the other side. So we need to have some like risk reward here. So it's not just I can sue you. I have no downside, no ramifications. Like, so everybody's doing it. And quite frankly, they're getting settlements because sometimes insurance carriers are running scared that they're going to, one of these lawsuits is going to turn into one of these nuclear verdicts.
Wow. Yeah. Super interesting. And so is the association working on that tort reform, or where's the real push for tort reform coming from?
Oh, I think it's coming in a lot of places. The association is certainly working on it. Like we're working on it from like a brokerage standpoint and being, one of the largest insurance broker in the world. But then you also have a lot of these lobbyists that are against some of this stuff. And many of the biggest lobbyists are lawyers. So if you think of it, like lawyers don't always hold other lawyers accountable. And it's, it's one of these things.
So you got lawyers who are in favor of these lawsuits because that's their business.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the, associations for insurance, I'm sure, the associations for trucking, that are against, these crazy, these big verdicts, right?
Yep.
And so can anything actually, happen? I mean, are we on the verge of any kind of tort reform actually happening? Or are we still in the rabble rousing stage of this?
Well, I can tell you for Florida specifically, in 2023, Governor DeSantis passed a sweeping tort reform to reduce litigation and insurance costs, which has significantly impacted that state in a positive light. It's It's not great. It's good. Before then, it's terrible. So some of these states are taking some steps to get this in a better place.
And like that's good. Like Florida needed to do it because it was one of the worst states out there. But like Ben, to answer your question, like I don't know, man. I wouldn't bet on them making meaningful changes because then you got to get it through kind of the politicians and all that stuff, and that might not be something that's worthy of getting them votes. And
right,
I don't know.
I mean, the people may not want to vote for a person that limits that. I mean, because the popular opinion, I can understand. Everyone sees themselves, someone getting hit by the truck. Get in the comments, y'all. Ask those questions for Ryan and Tony here. Cameron says, what are the most important factors that insurance companies take into account when insuring a business?
So insurance is legalized gambling. We just talked about like gambling and betting and all that kind of stuff. But like what an insurance company does when they're looking like at a specific company is saying, hey, like, am I going to pay out more in losses than I'm collecting in premiums? So the number one most important thing a business can do is just to keep their losses low. Well, how do you keep your losses low? You focus on safety, you focus on culture of the company. You try to do like all the things to mind the details. Your compliance scores are good. You hire good drivers. You're not hiring a bunch of dudes with Deweys and zero experience. Like that's a bad look. And then like one of the things in the moving industry, unfortunately, that like the brokers and, a couple of them that are in the chat right now have been on our side with this is there is so much information that you need to provide to an insurance company in the moving industry. The applications are painstakingly long. Wow. So like part of it is just providing good data.
Yeah.
But all that is that data all self-reported data? Or, I mean, how much of that data did you go out and actually find empirically versus what, people are actually like just providing like, yeah, we're safe. We got no accidents.
Yeah, no, they'll vet it. So they'll send in like insurance companies will send in their safety people to analyze whether you're, BS or not, whether you're doing what you need to be doing.
Right. They do those. They inspect the premises like Ryan was doing in Nashville.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. The pre-inspection is scoping it out. But yeah, the applications will ask everything from like, what kind of businesses are you in? Are you doing last mile? Are you doing household? Are you doing O&I? Like, are you doing FF&E? Like all that kind of stuff. And
are those different risks for different businesses like that? I mean, like of those ones you kind of mentioned, because those are common verticals in our space, which one maybe is more risky versus like less risky?
Oh, like last mile is like definitely a hot spot for carriers. That's really an industry with a ton of turnover. You're going in and out of houses. It's a really unique business, and those businesses are growing like crazy.
Yeah. They're ordering everything on the internet now, right?
Exactly. Anything like hauling hazardous commodities, if you're hauling like electronics or batteries, like that's also a little bit more hazardous too. But, from like a household goods standpoint, like office and industrial, like doing like hotel jobs, like those are all like, pretty vanilla to insurance companies. They like those.
Yeah. So interesting. So you're saying that the final mile, last mile, businesses are more risk because they're going into homes, they're making like 12 stops a day, and they're dealing, with refrigerators or whatever, and there's probably property damage potential and things like that. So then by that rationale, I mean, are moving companies on the higher risk side than say just a standard freight company?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, mostly just due to the complexity and level of responsibility at every step of the job. I mean, like unlike trucking, I mean, you're not just moving freight from point A to point B. You're handling people's personal belongings, often during a major life event, which adds a level of care, service, and expectation from the client. From an operational standpoint, I mean, it's much more layered. You got packing, loading, the transportation piece, unloading, often storage, employees, owner-operators inside home and businesses, which there creates additional liability exposures. And then you've got a mix of the auto, the cargo, warehouse legal, work comp challenges, just a
blend
of different business models. Local moves, long haul, agent relationships, van lines, it's much more complex.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Daisy's asking, do insurance company keep getting in the comments here with questions, y'all? These are great questions, y'all. You guys are awesome out there. Daisy says, do insurance companies use driving data from apps like Life 360? And can that help or hurt rates? Daisy's trying to understand why her car insurance is $1,200 a month. Okay. She's trying to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. The short answer is yes. It's not Life 360. That'd be more like the consumer type app, but we're talking like Samsara's and Motives and all that kind of stuff of the world that are doing like cameras and telematics. And maybe the point that I'll make today, and you kind of heard us allude to it earlier, but you're guilty until proven innocent, like when you're driving a truck. So that's why like having the camera data is super helpful to see that driver that cut you off or that driver that was setting you up for a staged accident. So today, like, I would say a few years ago, like you were a best in class company if you had cameras. Well, now today, like if you don't have cameras and telematics, like you're a below standard risk for the insurance carriers. That's just being straight. And then what the carriers are now asking is they're realizing that just having cameras alone isn't enough. It's what do you do with that data? How are you using it? Who's getting the notifications? What kind of training is required? And a lot of moving companies these days and, trucking companies are doing some cool stuff with it. Like it's the gamification of the data. So everybody's drivers think that they're like, if you ask a driver out there, like, how good are you? Like they're all thinking that they're
all
like
the best,
top tier. They're all the best. But when you actually like see the data, I mean, it'll show you that you're doing things that maybe you shouldn't be. So that's
are you looking at distracted driving? Are you looking at like hard braking? Are you looking at like, am I crushing these Dunkin' Donuts, with one hand? And I mean, what are you looking at?
Yeah. These cameras like have AI technology in them to where they can see whether your eyes are, off of where you're going, whether you're holding something up, whether you've got one hand that's occupied, whether you're distracted, like hard braking, hard turns, speeding, all that kind of stuff.
I do all that stuff.
Exactly. Don't we all?
With a donut in one hand.
With
my car's
driving
I'm like smoking a cigarette. I got a donut, I got a Slurpee going. I got like 3 things cooking over here.
Big gulp.
Yeah, I got the biggest gulp. Yeah, I mean all the things, right? And it's funny because I drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee L, right? And when I'm driving it, especially when I'm leaving the office for some reason, it starts beeping at me. And I think it can tell that I'm not looking at the road. And it starts like beep, 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 and it's like annoying. And it always does it right at the light outside the office when I leave I must always be like distracted leaving the office, But yeah, I'm seeing what you're saying here. But you're right. So then now companies are supposed to do something with that data. Like what do they think the safety department's gonna engage that data and now put a program and some coaching around it or something? What's the best practice there?
Exactly, pushing training out. So here's one of the risks where if you're not doing something with that data, a lot of that data is going to be discoverable if you get into a lawsuit, and if you know that you're getting you got Ben Cross as one of your drivers, and don't hire him. Don't hire him. Don't quit your day job.
Well, I'll be hard turning. Don't do it.
Exactly. So if you're getting all these notifications about like hard braking, speeding, and you're not doing anything about it, and the data shows that, below standard driver, like that could actually like work against you. When you're trying to deploy a good risk management technique, it could actually end up hurting you if you're not doing something with it.
Really interesting. This is great. What advice would you give? What advice do you give to your clients? Say I'm a moving company in Dallas, Texas, and I'm paying through the nose for insurance. What am I probably not doing right? What could I be doing maybe to help myself and maybe save a little money or something?
Woods, you want to take the first crack at that?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about safety quite a bit, and that's the biggest component to all of this. Is ultimately, I mean, the organization's goal should be to get their employees and drivers home safely to their families at night. If you can focus on that, that's going to protect the bottom line, because your loss ratio is going to be much more favorable to the insurance company, a lot less claims paid out. So, I mean, safety, it's the culture of the organization. And people were talking about this at ATA. Like, I've always been a firm believer. I heard this once. bricks don't build culture, people do. So it's the people within the organization. I think Derek from Firefighting Finest, he made a comment on a video about how treating his employees well. If his employees are happy, the end user, the customer's happy. So I think a lot of it's just from a cultural standpoint, is what I've noticed. And then even from a renewal strategy standpoint, I think oftentimes this is treated as an event rather than a process. And quite frankly, I mean, it's not a quick turnaround 30-day type of situation. I mean, we should be the renewal is a work in progress throughout the policy term, right? But 120 days in advance, stewardship meetings, attacking the renewal, planning for what's ahead, clean, accurate loss runs with context behind every claim, describing every claim,
the big ones, yeah,
details on them. I mean, that's huge. I think also a clean narrative around safety. Driving, driver hiring standards, training, telematics, accountability.
Basically, you got to do everything.
So all that stuff goes into the computation of what my rate's going to be.
Oh yeah, yes,
it does. The biggest one is losses. Like Ryan, we talked about it earlier. Ryan just mentioned it, and here's one of the things that everybody's got to understand is like in this legalized gambling that we call insurance. Like let's call it like 30 to 35% of that dollar goes to expenses that the insurance company pays. So basically you got 60 to 65% to pay claims. So that's kind of the number where if you're a 65% loss ratio, which a loss ratio is simple calculation, claims, paid out and reserved divided by your premium. If you're under 65%, the insurance carrier's making money on you. If you're within 30 to 65%, you're kind of in that marginal, like, okay zone, like, okay, carrier's going to want to work with you. If you're below 30%, that's when you get the best rates. So 0 to 30%. That's when they're going to give you great renewals. That's when you should start looking at things like captives to get some of your money back. And other kind of loss sensitive structures. You can do some really fun stuff when you've got size and when you're well controlled.
So under 30% is really where you want to shoot for. Yep. on a loss. You said loss ratio. What'd you say?
Loss ratio. Yep. It's basically losses divided by premium. And it should be a simple calculation that, you should know. It's like knowing your numbers, like knowing your blood pressure, all that kind of stuff when you go in for your physical. Yeah. Like these are the numbers that you should know if you're handling insurance for your company.
Okay. I'll also add too, like underwriters look at frequency leads to severity. Okay. Sometimes a large shock loss, as we call it, it could blow up your loss ratio, but that doesn't mean you're an unsafe business or you don't have it put together. The more frequent you have claims, underwriters go, oh, something big's coming. So,
all right.
So it's being able to paint the picture to the marketplace, tell the story, put a good narrative together.
What kind of insurance do you, and this is probably going to be my last question in a second, but what type of insurance do you write the most commonly for this industry?
Yeah, so it's going to be all the business insurance lines. So like auto, umbrella are the big spends, work comp, property, general liability, cargo, warehouse, legal. Like it's going to be all the business insurance. And then we also do health insurance.
Slow down, Tony. I'm trying to write this down here.
Yeah, I'm over here I'm writing stuff down, Phil. All right. Hold on.
Mark.
You said health also? You guys do health insurance too?
We do, yeah. We do employee benefits. We do retirement
but
planning.
Also health insurance for the owner-operators as well. So we got a program called Drive Healthy that's pretty darn cool. And not much about insurance is cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, it says you. I don't know if it's that cool, Ryan.
Thank you.
Let's tell me about it. How cool is it?
This one we should have had Sophia on this call. Now, I will be honest. I don't claim to be the employee health and benefit expert, but it is a program that we built here that serves the owner-operator segment of the marketplace for health insurance, which can be tough for them to.
Well, no, that is cool because it's because owner-operators, independent contractors, right, who are driving these trucks, aren't necessarily qualifying for their company's health insurance, right, because they're an independent contractor. But they need health insurance. Their health is super important. They have medical cards, they get exams, they got to get the A1C down, all that stuff, right? So it's like, you got to provide something for them. So You know what? That does sound pretty cool, Ryan.
Thanks,
Shout out
man.
to Sophia. Huh?
I mean, I was worried about saying that because not much is cool about this industry, but what is
You make
cool
it
is
cool.
freaking helping people. That's
Audrey's
what's
over here
cool.
super stoked
Audrey
about
likes
it. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Audrey. I appreciate it. I feel like Audrey's paid to say that, though. But anyway, that's fine.
And then I guess
Hey,
since you asked, the OCAC, the non-truckers liability, and the physical damage for the owner-operators.
okay,
Do a lot of that too.
Roger that. All right. Hey, you know what? This is all fun talking about insurance and how cool it is. Hey, you guys want to play a game with me though, Tony, Ryan?
Let's go. What do we got?
Go.
Yeah. All right. Let's play a game. All right. Hey guys, you know what time it is? It is time for our game called Overrated, Underrated. Okay. It sounds like a simple game. You think you can keep up here, Tony and Ryan?
We'll see. Fire away.
We will. Do you know how to play the game?
Yes, we got it. Would you like to explain? Go. I mean, do you just say you give us a topic and we say overrated or underrated?
Whose show is this, Tony? You running the show or am I running the show, Tony? Okay, what's going on?
Hey,
here,
you
Tony?
asked.
Okay, Big Tone.
I'm
All right, hold on a
questions.
second. This is my line, okay, buddy? All right, here we go. Overrated, underrated. There's 2 rules. All right. First rule is I will give you a topic and you will tell me if it is either overrated or underrated. That's the part Tony understands. What he doesn't understand is that I will tell you if you are correct.
You're the judge, you're the jury,
And the executioner. Okay.
I'm nervous.
Should be nervous. Palms are sweaty. Okay.
Knees are heavy.
Yes.
Wait,
Mom
him and it.
spaghetti. All right, let's go here. All right. You ready? Moving and storage conferences, overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
Yes.
Underrated.
Oh, they're a
Yes.
blast. I mean,
Correct.
how could they be overrated? I mean,
You know how they could be overrated? Indiana. We're going to Indiana next year.
you got something against Indiana?
Yes, I do, Tony. Thanks for
It's
the
not the
layup.
most exciting city.
No,
I mean, St. Elmo's might bring it around. Have you had the shrimp with the horseradish at St. Elmo's?
Shrimp. Where are they getting shrimp from in Indiana? Tell me that.
It's not good shrimp then.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I mean, come on. I think that, man, I don't know.
The little dipping sauce, the horseradish is intense. Like it'll clear your
Intense?
nostrils. You got to
Yeah?
try it. It's the thing.
All right. I like intense horseradish. I was eating some intense horseradish yesterday. All right, moving storage conferences, underrated, correct. 1 point for the team there. All right, next one up, wrestling, overrated or underrated? I'm gonna ask you, Tony.
Oh, dude, you're going to get me in trouble with all the wrestlers. I'm going to have Ryan come over to my
He
office.
can't take you, Tony.
Chokehold. Oh, I'm pretty sure he can. That cauliflower ear says otherwise. I'm going to go overrated. Wrestlers that play in basketball. Overrated. All they can do is rebound.
Is he correct? What do
Come
you
on.
what do you think?
What do you think, Woody?
Underrated.
Underrated? Why?
You don't know. You don't know. Gotta
If you
give us
don't know,
more.
you don't know. You're not going to tell us either, huh?
Just come hang out with us for a day.
When
I
you
don't
go
think I
out, you do
want to.
wanna
I like
roll
to
with
eat.
wrestlers.
I like to
Hey,
eat.
Hang out with a wrestler who's beyond their career for a day. You'll figure
There,
out how cool we are.
That sounds like
how
a
much
good
we
time.
like to eat.
I'll tell you what, my
Wrestlers like to have a
brother-in-law
good-
was a wrestler. He wrestled very competitively in high school. Did not choose to do it in college, probably because he wanted to eat. But he's a good dude. I think wrestlers, all the wrestlers I've met are really great people, very well disciplined, driven, in excellent shape, with the exception of Oded. Oded wrestled actually a lot. But we love Oded. Yeah, believe it or not, yeah, he wrestled. He'll get low on you. He'll get the low pad level on you.
All right, I gotta remember the next time at a conference. Go hit a
Just
quick
bring the
signal.
knee up. Just bring that knee up when he shoots the legs. Okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, wrestling. I'm gonna say underrated. I really respect the discipline. Yeah, are we backwards here, Shireen? We're backwards? Okay. Well, you just have to read backwards. Underrated. I'm going underrated. All right. 2 points. 2 points for Ryan. 1 point for Tony so far. All right.
You do
Overrated,
wanna roll with
underrated. Maybe you'll get this one back, Tony.
All right, we'll try.
Long-term strategic planning. Oh my God, what are we doing here? We're giving softballs here. We're throwing underhanded. All right, fine, Tony. What do you think about long-term strategic planning? Overrated or underrated?
We're risk management. Like, of course, we're gonna say underrated.
Overrated. It's overrated.
see?
Okay, it's
All right.
overrated.
Bring it.
All right, you can't predict the future.
Are
Okay,
you just being a
don't even
contrarian?
try. It's
All right.
better to be adaptable than to try to predict the future. You're always going to be wrong.
Live in the here and now.
Overrated.
Live
This
for
is why
tomorrow.
this game is tough. I told you this game's tough, man. All right, next one up. Overrated, underrated. Nashville.
Oh, I
Ryan.
mean, I got underrated. Like Nashville is one of my
Underrated.
favorite cities in
Underrated.
the country. It's phenomenal. It's gotten very, very packed, but still, it's phenomenal.
It's
It's
underrated.
amazing.
It's very
Uh-oh.
highly rated, though.
It's still underrated.
I think it is. I think it is still underrated. I think it is underrated. I think you're right. Even though like everybody knows about it, it's still underrated. You know what? You know what I love? You know why it's underrated? Because you can go to the Embassy Suites and see a phenomenal musician for free at the
At
Embassy
like-
Suites, just playing
like-
in a bar.
Noon on a Tuesday.
Noon on a Tuesday. Phenomenal. Better than the music you find in almost any city in America on a Saturday night is at the Embassy Suites on a Tuesday at noon. And you know what? They're not even getting paid to be there most of the time. That's
such
why
a
they
good
walk
bar
around
at
so
that Embassy
aggressively
Suite.
with that tip bucket. Yeah. All right. There you go. Point for everybody. Next one up. Overrated, underrated. Life insurance.
This is Tony's.
God, I mean, this is one of those decisions where sometimes I don't buy life insurance. Like it's in certain case, I've got it up to a certain point, and then that's all you need it. So I think it's overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah, like do the math. I don't know. It depends.
Can't take it
Later
with
in
you.
life,
Screw
I
it.
mean, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, insurance is the most expensive way to transfer your risk. You don't need to buy all of it. I'm the first to tell you that. And that
Yeah.
sounds weird.
Just
coming
buy
in
the
from
stuff
an
Tony's selling. Don't buy all of it.
Exactly.
Ryan, you got it underrated, Ryan?
Man.
You look like a guy that carries a lot of life insurance.
No, I got a term in place that I've had for quite a while. I'm gonna go
Got a
overrated.
term. I knew he had a term. He's got a term. Yeah, man. I feel like, anytime somebody comes at me with like life insurance is like the first thing they're talking about, like, I don't know, loses credibility with me real quick. I don't know.
Now
Life
we're gonna get hit
insurance-
up with a bunch of life insurance salespeople telling us why it's not overrated.
Please
we're
get in the
haters
comments if
against
we're
life
wrong
insurance.
here. Melody says Nashville's underrated, great town. Yeah, Mel, weren't you on the board of TRC, Tennessee Relocation Council, at one point? Yeah, I'm thinking about going out there. I miss it so much. We got another one, Sharina? Last one. Last one is the grand finale. Overrated, underrated, cheese curds.
Ooh, underrated.
Underrated, especially if you get a good ranch. Like the key is the good ranch.
Ranch. Dude, you love that ranch, bro. I can tell you love that ranch.
So-
I'm gonna say overrated, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. I look like the target demographic for some cheese curds, but I'm gonna tell you something about this, okay? One, blue cheese is better than ranch. Two, they squeak when you chew them.
And that's how you know they're good.
Squeaky,
That's how you know they're good, homie.
Yeah, I like more of the gooey ones, to be honest with you.
Give
I
me
like
a mozzarella. Give me a mozzarella stick or something like that,
Oh, Ben.
I don't know. Sharina has a clarifying question. What's the best ranch, Wisconsin or not? Is there a special ranch in Wisconsin? You got a special recipe up there?
I am not aware of one, but
You guys just doing pull tabs and ranch up there?
That's all we're crushing brandy, old fashioned sweets, baby.
I put some brandy in the ranch. Yeah, no, I think ranch is ranch. Yeah, man, cheese curds. I want to like cheese curds so bad, dude. I love cheese, but I just can't get with it, man. I don't
All right.
know. I mean, I'll eat them. Listen, you order them, buddy. I'll
Disappointing,
eat them.
Ben.
Okay.
That's
I'm not
disappointing.
cutting weight. I'll eat them, but I just like when they start squeaking. It's like all the same thing. It's like squeak, 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 squeak. I don't know, man. Deep fried cheese. I mean, there's
It was
other ways
fun
to
being
do
friends for an
cheese.
hour, but I mean, now I guess
Yeah.
that's over.
Well, this is what happens. This show really separates the wheat from the chaff here. Okay. The curds from the ranch. This is great. Hey, you want to leave us with a final thought before we sign off? That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, one thing that I'll mention just about like drivers on the road today is I think being like a truck driver is one of the hardest jobs out there. And quite frankly, it's because it's getting unforgiving. Like it's not good enough to be good most of the time. You have to be good all the time. Like we can sit here, I can put some typos in an email or mess something up if I'm putting together a proposal. But like if you're a driver, like you have one momentary lapse in judgment. That's what you're judged off of. People could die. Like property could get destroyed. Like it takes a lot, like every second of your day when you're driving tens of thousands of miles a year to pay attention. So shout out to our drivers. that are doing it and doing it safe these days.
Fantastic point, Tony.
And I'm going to say this: take care of your people take care of your customers. And I'm going to drop a Jim Harbaugh quote: attack each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
Wow. The kid from Columbus going up north for a Jim Harbaugh quote.
Like an arrow through a snowstorm. It's another Jim Harbaugh quote too.
And you know where Jim Harbaugh got that? From his dad. Got that from his dad.
Yep.
Who had two great coaches, great quarterbacks, and great coaches.
Who's got it better than us?
Man, yeah. Hey, that's phenomenal. What a great show. Tony, Ryan, real pleasure. Thanks, everybody out there. I appreciate y'all. We wouldn't have a show without you. So get in the comments. Tell Ryan and Tony what a great job they did. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button out there, and we will see y'all next week, Sharina? Hopefully next week. We're going to see you hopefully next week. Man, somebody's got some life insurance. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Thanks, y'all.